Warmups brings an individual commitment to continuing ancient customs and the law of the land. We pay our respects and acknowledge all ancestors, elders and communities across this nation and neighbouring islands. Warmups Wurundjeri Balak Yemen Kundibik. Welcome to the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people.
Tina, the Tina Turner musical celebrates the Queen of Rock and Roll and showcases more than 20 of your favourite Tina hits in a comeback story like no other. Tonight, please welcome Melbourne's very own Ruva Nguenya, star of this international mega hit, performing alongside the Halo Vocal Ensemble to give you a taste of this incredible show that has taken Australia by storm.
A little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I ever owned. Now I love you just the way I love that rag doll. Only now my love has grown, and it gets stronger in every way, and it gets deeper. Let me say. When you were a young boy, did you have a puppy that always followed you around? Well, I'm gonna be as faithful as that puppy. No, I'll never let you down. 'Cause it grows stronger like a river flows, and it gets bigger, baby. Heaven knows. And it gets sweeter, baby. Time it goes. Hey, do I love you, my oh my? Hey, river deep, mountain high. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I lost you, would I cry? Oh, how I love you, baby, 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 baby. How you doing tonight? I love you, baby, like a flower loves the spring, and I love you, baby, like a robin loves to sing. I love you, baby, like a schoolboy loves his pie, and I love you, baby, river deep, mighty high. Australian Open, how you feeling tonight? Hey, oh baby, woo! Do I love you, my oh my? River deep, mountain high, yeah, 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 yeah. If I lost you, would I cry? Oh, how I love you, baby, 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 baby.
Wow, Ruva Nguenya, star of Tina, the Tina Turner musical. It's now playing in its final weeks at the Princess Theatre. If you haven't seen it yet, this is your last chance before it leaves the country in just 4 weeks. Tickets are on sale through to March the 2nd at tinathemusical.com.au. Put your hands together once again for Ruva Nguenya. And now please welcome Dan Carter, rugby union legend and Louis Vuitton friend of the house, along with Australian tennis icon Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, to reveal the Daphne Ackers Memorial Cup trophy in its bespoke Louis Vuitton trophy trunk. As official trophy trunk partner to the Australian Open, Louis Vuitton is honoured to produce this unique trunk, handcrafted by Louis Vuitton artisans in the historic atelier in Agnières, just outside Paris. If you are able, please be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem, to be performed by Tina Turner musical star, 10-year-old Zoe Desmere.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden sword, wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty. History's page, let every stage advance Australia fair in joyful strains, and let us sing advance Australia fair.
Very good evening to you all on what is a very special night here. We have Aryna Sabalenka trying to do the back-to-back and three-peat here at the Australian Open, where she is taking on Madison Keys. She has been simply irresistible all tournament. Aryna Sabalenka, the world's best player, and she has absolutely proven it here once again. Taking on American Madison Keys, the giant killer, coming off an incredible match over Iga Swiatek a couple of days ago. Playing her second Grand Slam final, where she lost in 2017 to Sloane Stephens, and this promises to be an incredible matchup. My name's Josh Eagle, and a very good evening to you, former top tenor Chanda Rubin.
I am excited for this one, Josh, and what an opportunity for both of these players. Aryna Sabalenka going for her third consecutive AO title. And of course, Madison Keys going for her first major, trying to get her first major title. And you mentioned that 2017 final at the US Open. She talked about how nervous she was, and she stayed nervous the entire match and never really got out of it. It was a very one-sided final, and she's learned a lot from that and is looking to bring a different kind of confidence and a different kind of energy to this match.
How would they be feeling?
I mean, finals of a tournament, any tournament, but let alone a major, there's nerves, a little bit of tension, of course. You want to get off to a good start. You want to play your best tennis. You've been playing your best for 2 weeks now, and this match is the biggest.
All right, players, just about set here for the Walk of Champions.
Sensational stuff, Madison Keys.
This is her moment.
What a performance. The win of her life. Madison Keys is into the Australian Open final. Aryna Sabalenka.
A two-time defending champion survives.
Absolutely dominant performance.
Perhaps her best performance of the tournament so far sees her into a third straight Australian Open final.
This is it, the women's singles final. Please welcome to Rod Laver Arena, from the United States of America, Madison Keys. Their opponent, the reigning Australian Open champion, Aryna Sabalenka.
It's a full house here on Rod Laver Arena, and Aryna Sabalenka has been here and done it before. Can she get the three-peat? Madison Keys, well, that was a phenomenal victory over Iga Swiatek. So many great memories. Just able to pull it out 10-8 in the match tiebreaker in what really, Chanda, was the match of the tournament so far for us.
It was incredible, and Madison Keys down the entire tiebreak until she got to match point.
So, prime time here in Australia, 7:30 local time in the evening, Saturday night. It is jam-packed here.
Points for us today. Can we start with photos, please? One with Vanessa and then only with the players, please. And Vanessa, you come with me. The photo will be only with the players. Then we go back. Thank you. Same conditions. If you can be red for the towel boxes, please, and you will be blue for the towel boxes. Questions? Any questions? No? Vanessa wanted to ask you, Madison. John Newcomb. Receive. Have a good match. Thanks. Good job. Well done.
So Madison Keys winning the toss and electing to receive. That's what she's done a lot throughout this Australian summer. And Louise Enzel from Sweden in the chair tonight.
She mixes it up though, doesn't she? Doesn't always elect to receive. So, you know, tough to read too much into it, but certainly might be helpful to get a few swings before she has to toss the balls up on her serve.
Well, let's just take a look at Madison Keys. Current titles, it's number 9, and in fact she's won her last 4 finals in a row. So is a big match player, nearly $20 million in prize money. Best result prior to coming here tonight was a couple of times into the semi-finals, and her road has been difficult in the last 3 or 4 matches. She's had to work extremely hard. She's had a lot of 3-setters and spent a lot more time on the court.
Yeah, 4 3-setters for Madison Keys, and that one against Iga Swiatek, the toughest, and she showed her poise and her big game came through in the toughest moments, and that's got to give her a lot of belief for this one.
Well, the 26-year-old Aryna Sabalenka has been in irresistible form here down under over the last few seasons. She started off by winning Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, and she is on an 11-match win streak. 18 titles to her name, $30 million in her bank account, and she is the 2-time defending champ. She's won 3 Grand Slams along with the Australian Open. Twice she has already won the US Open. So Chanda, her road has been a little bit more simple.
It has been, and that tough match against Paula Badosa was a lot tougher than the scoreline, but the one against Pavlyuchenkova in the quarterfinal, she found a way to raise her level, and that's the Sabalenka we are expecting to see today.
Well, we're lucky enough to have Madison Keys as coach join us, Bjorn Frantangelo. Bjorn, it's Josh Eagle and Chanda Rubin. Bjorn, well done, great effort to get through to the final, but what's your key message been to Maddie over the last 24 hours?
Yeah, thank you guys. I don't know, the message has been, first of all, to enjoy this moment. You know, it's not every day you get to play in a Grand Slam final, and I don't know, after 8 years ago, if she ever thought she was going to be in another one. So aside from the tennis part of it, I just really want her to take this all in and really enjoy it. You know, almost 30 years old, it's great for her to be in another final.
Well, Bjorn, Aryna and Maddie have a similar game style, big hitters.
2 minutes.
For you, what do you see as the advantages to Maddie's game?
I mean, I think, you know, maybe tonight it's all going to come down to offense. You know, I think maybe speed for speed, Maddie might have a little more power than Aryna, but I think Aryna's a little more of a polished version. So it's going to be tough tonight, but I think whoever can, you know, stay on offense and then also, you know, when they are on defense, play better from those positions is going to have the better outcome.
And Bjorn, just lastly, you have looked cool as a cucumber, but I'm sure there's been many times when that heart rate has been up.
Oh, 100%. I'd be lying if I said it didn't probably get over 100 just sitting here. So I try to stay cool, but yeah, I'm definitely nervous.
Done a great job. We wish you all the very best tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So Bjorn Frantangelo, good player, got to top 100 and has done it and seen a lot on the tour. So it's a big night for Bjorn as well. So Team Keys have been pretty happy, pretty relaxed all tournament, as have Sabalenka's team. Well, we've got another top tenor joining us on the sidelines. Tonight we have Andrea Petkovic courtside for this final. A very good evening to you, Petko. It's a jam-packed crowd. What's the atmosphere like courtside?
The atmosphere is amazing, and your wife, Babsi, just stepped on my head, but we are all good to go. It's a packed crowd. The tension is high. It's palpable. You can tell it's a final. There's just another kind of atmosphere in the air, and I'm very excited. So good to hear Bjorn talk about this match, and it gives us a bit of insight in what's going on behind the scenes, and I think Aryna Sabalenka will have had similar talkings to as did Madison Keys today.
Have you got a favourite for tonight, Petko? Who are you tipping?
I think I'm going with Aryna Sabalenka, but tight 2 sets.
Okay. Thanks for your insights, and we'll be checking in with you. So I want you to be on your toes tonight, Petko. Win predictor? Well, I think that's a bit.
That's very skewed towards Sabalenka.
78%.
Yeah, I think that's high.
Yeah, that's too high for my liking.
Goodness.
Madison Keys is on 11-match win streak as well. Won in Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, so bringing unbelievable form here to Australia at the Australian Open.
First set.
So it's a full
Aryna
house here
Sabalenka to
on
serve.
Rod Laver Arena, and it is the two-time defending champ,
Ready?
Aryna Sabalenka, to serve.
Play. Love 15.
When you look at the similarities in these two players' games, obviously the serve is a big weapon for both, as we see Sabalenka's team. Her longtime coach there on the right. That's first strike tennis. Anton Dubrov, who has been part of a very close-knit team. Her fitness trainer, Jason Stacy as well, hitting partner, all working to keep Sabalenka loose and relaxed for these kinds of matches.
And Chandra, they do talk about how they try and treat each match like a first round. They don't like to do anything different for matches as they go deeper into the tournament. They like to keep the same consistency, treat every match like a first round.
Just looking at both of these players, the serve for Sabalenka, she has been serving well throughout this tournament. She's been good off the first serve, but compared to Keys, has been a bit better behind her second serve, has a little more speed on that shot. That may come into play, especially with how Keys likes to attack on returns. She went for it. Didn't get it to fall, and it's immediate break point.
Perfect start for Madison Keys.
And this is exactly why you choose to receive first. If you can get the early opportunities, maybe your opponent is not quite ready to defend, and that shot off the back of the line from Keys would have been difficult for anyone to handle.
And on the side where Sabalenka just served, there is wind blowing down her back, and it just felt like the ball toss got away from her into the front on those 2 second serves she missed. So I think Madison Keys will be better on that side just because she has that kick toss rather than the one in front. So she might handle it better than Sabalenka did that breezy condition here.
So it's got a good conversion rate, Madison Keys. She wins that set 92% of the time when she gets an early break.
15 long.
She's been serving big, Keys has, but she's also been serving
30.
smartly, placing that last one beautifully. That's going to be important for Keys to mix the serve up. Know she can change the spins. She can go with the slice. She has the kick as well. That's the discipline we have been seeing from the Keys game. Making the adjustment on the serve, playing for particular reply, and then very calmly easing that backhand up the line. Close on that one.
It's a confident start. To love Madison Keys. Very happy coach in Bjorn Frantangelo.
Now Keys has been able to up the ante a bit on her serve. She's been hitting a lot of aces all tournament, getting her fair share of unreturnables. That game looked very calm and confident.
Love for 10. All.
And Petko, it looks like Madison Keys really not trying to overplay, just picking big targets in the court and playing well within herself.
She's come out very fiercely, and as you said, right in the... She seems very in balance with what she wants to do, with not overplaying, and she's hitting the ball well. It's in the middle of the strings every single time.
Yeah, even that hit from Keys, it was the right shot, the right play. Just didn't quite stay through it long enough. Sabalenka can breathe just a little easier, trying to get on the board. It's going to be an important serve for Sabalenka over the course of this match. She is so good going with the pace down the tee, but she's got to mix it up, try to keep Keys guessing, especially going out wide.
So Sabalenka gets the hold and is on the board, but it's Madison Keys with a break, leading 2-1 first set. And Chandler, they did play a rather big match back in 2023 at the US Open. That was the semi-finals where Sabalenka eventually won 7-6 in the third, but it was a topsy-turvy match.
It was. Keys was up in that match, 6-0, 5-3, served for it, and ended up losing it 7-6 in the third. That was a tough loss. That one hurt. Of course, Aryna Sabalenka going on to that final afterwards. But for Keys, I feel like it sort of set the tone. If you remember in 2023, after that, she hurt her shoulder, tore it, so she couldn't start here in Australia last year. And it's been part of the evolution of Keys to learn from losses like that, and it's, I think, helped put her in this position here today.
Massive night tonight on Rod Laver Arena. It's women's singles final night. Always an incredible atmosphere here on Rod Laver Arena. What I'm liking, Chandra, is that Keys has been free-flowing all tournament. She's been going for her shots, committing, and tonight the start's been great.
13 love.
It is a relaxed brand of tennis we're seeing right now. Keys understands exactly what the staples of her game is, and she isn't overplaying. She's giving herself margin, looking very comfortable.
30-15.
We talk about the serve of Keys as a weapon. She is second right now in aces in this tournament, behind Coco Gauff. Fewer double faults, serving well under pressure. You would have expected Sabalenka to be up there in terms of aces, but hasn't hit as many.
No, all the numbers are suggesting hasn't possibly served as well this year as she did in the previous Australian Open tournament. And Chandra, it is a new and it's a different technical serve we're seeing from Madison Keys in the off-season, bringing the back foot up as opposed to the platform serve. So that's a really big change mid-career. It's another good service hold. And again, Madison Keys looking awfully comfortable in this women's final.
So we've been talking about some of the changes that Keys has made to her game. She changed her racket, the specs of her racket as well, to give herself more control with her pace, and then the serve. And she talked about that was a change she was more resistant to, changing her serve, which had been such a weapon throughout her career.
15 love.
Makes such a difference, doesn't it, for Sabalenka when she gets that first serve in, just at 47% of first serves in. Such a big weapon in her artillery.
She read it, Keys. Sabalenka didn't quite do enough with that approach.
30.
Keys with a bit of extra time. And gets it to dip just enough. Sabalenka can't make a play on it.
Fault. 30, 14.
It's a handy lead now for Madison Keys. It's a double break. And she leads 4-1 first set.
Keys leads by 4 games to 1.
It's been a terrific start for Madison Keys, and for Aryna Sabalenka, it's been struggles on her serve. She's had 3 double faults already in her 3 service games. And if you take a look at her toss contact points, and Andrea mentioned this, but it's been some variation, and some of those serves are getting too far out in front. The balls in red, those are the serves that have been out. It's caused her to lean and collapse a bit more on the serve, and so she hasn't been able to go up and out to get the explosion and the needed spin, and that has caused problems so far for Sabalenka, and she just doesn't quite have the rhythm. So a lot working against Sabalenka. You see the contact point, full extension there. But it has been a struggle to get that motion consistently.
So it's been a fast start for Madison Keys. May have shocked a few people in the stadium. But really chanted that they shouldn't be. She's in excellent form, Madison Keys, the form of her life.
When you think about that match, we mentioned the U.S. Open semifinal where Madison was up 6-0, 5-3, ended up losing that match, but she was giving Sabalenka everything she could handle. So we expected this to be a tight one and even some advantages for Keys.
And Petko, that would have looked pretty sweet courtside. Just incredible ball striking from Madison at the moment.
You can hear the atmosphere and the crowd going crazy. A slight smile from Aryna Sabalenka, and Chanda just mentioned it. I commentated on that match. This is very reminiscent of that semifinal at the US Open. And in that semifinal, Aryna Sabalenka was almost taken aback by not dictating every single point, which she's usually used to doing. But against Madison Keys, she just doesn't get to it because the ball comes at you so powerfully.
Oh, it's a dream start for Madison Keys. 5-1 in just 20 minutes.
You look at the head-to-head between these two. You mentioned semifinal at the US Open where Keys was up and was so close to that match. The last time they played in Beijing this past fall, that was when Keys was making those tweaks to her serve, so she wasn't quite as comfortable yet with the motion. Sabalenka able to win that one pretty straightforward fashion. This has been a different Madison Keys with the belief that she has now, with how tight she's been mentally in these matches, and then the defense, and that's part of what helped create that miss from Sabalenka. Keys been getting to those extra balls.
all. Fifteen, 13.
That one barely caught. Keys cannot believe it.
30 all.
And maybe that saves the set for Sabalenka, at least for now. Sabalenka's got to start going up and out after that serve consistently. Starts with the toss, and that was a good one.
Advantage, Sabalenka.
She's been one of the best returners, Keys, all tournament long.
It just looks so easy, doesn't it? The power, the timing. 134 kilometers an hour.
Advantage, Sabalenka.
That was more of a body serve from Sabalenka, just jamming Keys, not allowing her to swing away as freely.
Just hasn't been able to make Keys uncomfortable at all tonight. Normally, that's what Sabalenka does so well to her opponents, but tonight, Madison Keys is on the front foot, playing to her strengths.
It's been a tough serving day so far for Sabalenka. She's getting her first serve percentages up, but she's still struggling to win points behind her first serve, and that's a very uncomfortable position, especially for a big server. Go a long way if she could get out of this service game.
Survives, but only just. Sabalenka. It's Madison Keys with a double break and a chance to serve for the first set. 5-2.
We expected this to be a good match and for Keys to play some good tennis if she continued along the lines of her previous matches, but this start, this has been phenomenal.
Sure has.
There's a look at the Keys serve. Talked about some of the changes she made to that shot. Going from a platform serve to bringing her right foot up. And it's just given her more stability on that shot. Allowed her to hit bigger, a few more aces, and the rest of her game has followed.
A big night on the calendar here in Melbourne. Saturday night primetime final. And it's Madison Keys who is off to a blistering start. 5-2 double break and a chance to serve for the first set.
And look at the speeds between these two and their forehands. It just seems like Keys is hitting the ball bigger. So hitting with more consistency, and it's been a potent combination for her.
Yeah, it's massive difference, isn't it, when you look at the forehand speeds?
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, 114 kilometers per hour for Sabalenka. to 128 there for Keys. She's been around 130 over the course of this event. Kilometers per hour on that forehand side.
15-13.
Can Sabalenka get Keys to come down just a bit? Coach Bjorn Frantangelo just understands how important this moment is for Keys to just take a little more time.
Fifteen, 14.
Even on that last forehand, you could see
13,
Sabalenka
14.
kind of jumping up on the ball, not staying down and through it, and that's what Keys has been doing better through this first set. Still under pressure, facing a break point.
That's a little wild, and Sabalenka starting to get a little bit of a roll on here. A couple of games in a row. 5-3.
Keys
And Petko,
leads
can you
by 5
feel
games to 3.
the momentum changing?
I could actually feel it from the first serve. There was just a bit more tension. It felt more forced than before. Here she is now in her corner trying to get some coaching advice, and winning the set will be huge for Madison Keys, particularly because of that scar tissue from that match when she was up 6-0, 5-3 against Aryna Sabalenka at the US Open.
Love 15.
Sabalenka's got the challenge of where to go with her ground strokes right now. It hasn't quite found the range all the way, and Keys has been hitting it well from both sides. Maybe want to go to the backhand more, but you got to be careful of her down the line.
Not the game Sabalenka would have wanted to have played after getting a break back.
Love
You want those early
13.
points when you're serving.
And it's again, Chanda, what you said with the ball toss. It's again the side where the wind is blowing down her back and the ball toss just gets a bit away from her and she feels insecure on that.
Fifteen, 13.
But now Sabalenka knows Keys is getting behind more of her
30.
serves, and she was expecting that and ready for it. She tried it again, the wide serve on the second serve. She missed it in her very first service game of the match to go down break point, and she does it again. But this one is also a set point.
couldn't be any better for Madison Keys. Has taken the first set here against the two-time defending champ, 6 games to 3.
Well, it was almost like Madison Keys scripted that. Lost her serve, but breaks right back, and now she'll serve to start this second set. But what a first set of tennis it has been for the American, who came out ready, looking for her opportunities, receiving first, and she made good use of it. She's just been serving better than Sabalenka. All the positives in the Keys column, including the winners to unforced errors, those were numbers we were going to look at closely, what that differential would be between these two big hitters. And of course, Keys with 3 breaks. Sabalenka leaving the court to just reset, change something up so she can get into this match more.
Absolutely needs to. You'll get a look here, Sabalenka. This is behind the scenes, just outside or inside from Rod Laver Arena. But it was a great start, wasn't it? Madison Keys just came out confidently, picking really big targets in the court without trying to overplay. And the other night against Iga Swiatek, she really had to redline it, but tonight she's really played well within herself, and she's just taken time away really from Sabalenka, and Sabalenka hasn't been able to play this game style that she's dominated with over the past couple of seasons.
Well, we showed the numbers where Keys is just hitting bigger, especially on the forehand side, and it is giving Sabalenka fits. Keys is confident with the first set in hand. Aryna Sabalenka has gone off court. Madison Keys taking time to talk to her coach, and important for her to stay relaxed, and that's been a theme for them all tournament long.
Such a tight-knit team with their physio and fitness trainer. The physio, Kayla Epperson, was in Adelaide with them last week. They got Rashad Langford, the fitness trainer. You see them around in the player lounge or the player restaurant. They're very low-key, not a lot of fuss, and it just looks like when we spoke to Bjorn, and his message was, I really wanted Madison to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Really 30 years of age, you don't get these opportunities that often, so.
And that's what she struggled to do in her first major final back in 2017 at the US Open against Sloane Stephens, and get another crack at it. And it's been the maturity of Madison Keys that has allowed her to make these changes in her game, to believe in them, to commit to them, and the benefits are showing. And how nice is it when that happens, when you see the positive results?
Andrea Petrovic's sideline, court side. A bit of a murmur in the crowd, a bit of unexpected result at the moment, you would have to say.
I would say so, and anyone who ever has watched a match with me anywhere courtside or in the booth knows that my predictions are always wrong, so this is very fair that Keys is up here 6-3. And I
can't second that.
The murmurs
not always wrong.
many times, but the murmurs really started early on. Just remember, Sabalenka opened the match with a double fault, and there was an audible gasp in the audience, and ever since then it feels like Keys was able to hold that attention and hold that atmosphere well within her palms. And Aryna Sabalenka has changed her dress, and let's see if she can change her game as well here.
Yep, just went back into the locker room to bring back her A game, we suspect.
If you look at the numbers, it hasn't been a lot of double faults for Sabalenka, but she started the match double faulting, and it's been the timing. It's been 4 double faults, but the timing. A couple of times they've happened where it's given Keys break points, and that has made it an uphill battle for Sabalenka. Can she get something going on her serve in this second set?
Well, it's only the second time in the last 21 matches here at the Australian Open that Aryna Sabalenka has lost the first set. The other time was back in the final in 2023 against Rybakina. She was able to pull that one out.
15-11.
It's worth noticing, though, the Keys serve, and we talked about some of the changes that she made. She had a platform serve where she kept her feet in the same position and just went down to her knee bend and then back up. Now she's bringing that right leg up closer to the left. She made that change the latter part of last season, and there were a couple of reasons for that change. Number one, it was to help alleviate some of the issues she's had with her left leg. You see it strapped there. And also to help alleviate shoulder problems that she's also had in the past. Nothing going right for Sabalenka right now.
30-15.
And I think with the Keys serve, the other thing that it does positively is it gives her more of a stable base for her to go up and out into the court versus the platform where sometimes she'd be leaning a little too far onto her left leg. Sweetly done. And maybe some change-ups for Sabalenka can help get her more into this match and a better start to the second set. She read it, Sabalenka, and stepped in.
30-14.
Cutting that ball off at an angle, and it helped to steal a little more time from Keys. It's a break point.
Juice.
Yeah, she's just rushing Sabalenka and trying to get more pace behind the forehand, and it is causing deep errors. That one barely making it halfway up the net.
Juice.
That's a break point here early. Again, for Sabalenka.
That's a smart serve from Keys. It looked like she was going to go to the kick, and Sabalenka leaned slightly that way, and Keys changing it up down the tee. Masterful with her placement.
So confident tonight, Madison Keys. Hasn't shown us any signs of nerves or pressure, given that she's trying to win her first ever Grand Slam. It's a good start. Fights off a couple of break points. Madison Keys has taken the first set and leads
First game,
1-love.
second set.
Andrea Petkovic is courtside. Petko, if you could get 30 seconds, and if you were coaching Aryna Sabalenka, what would your message be to her?
Well, in the highly unlikely case that I'd coach Aryna Sabalenka, I think she did it a few times in this first game, and she got break point off of it. She put a bit more topspin on her ground stroke. She had a bit more height and a bit more depth, and she drew a couple of unforced errors off of Madison Keys' racket. Madison just played well. She served well on the break point opportunities, and Aryna still hasn't decided that she wants to do that. She keeps going back and forth between playing very flat, that's when Madison Keys is better today, and then getting a bit more topspin on it. And that's what I would try. Try to extend the rallies, try to put a bit more spin on it. And this is the #1 key. She has to hold serve on this side, because this has been a problem on this side with the wind blowing down her back.
I'd give you a job as a coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other part of that problem is she's getting out hit right now, and to Andrea's point, to add a little spin, a little more safety, just extend some of the rallies, maybe try to throw off Keys' rhythm slightly where she can't get as solidly behind the ball. This may be the move for Sabalenka, just to try to get inside the court a bit more often, and that's what it's taken for Sabalenka to get points out here.
Let's first.
Her first ace of the match, and that has got to feel pretty good for Sabalenka. Sabalenka again just not staying stable enough with her lower body, and she's trying to generate that extra pace. Remember, it is not often that Sabalenka gets out hit on a tennis court, but that is what is happening tonight.
40-30. Sabalenka.
Gee, that was a big hold, wasn't it, for Sabalenka? Couldn't afford to go down a set and a break.
1 game on.
She took a little bit off that last serve in terms of her average top speeds and got better placement. And those little things may help get Sabalenka firmly into this second set. Try to build with a little more consistency. Because Keys, after beating the world #2, set away from beating the world #1 as well.
Oh.
The set can be a long ways away, Josh. We know that well.
Yeah. And it's a very different matchup tonight. They're such different players, Sabalenka with their style and compared to Świątek.
She got a little fortunate, Sabalenka, with the net cord.
But I like the way she's thinking. Like, this is a clever little chip return. Gets Keys at the net where she wants her. Maybe a little bit of luck, of course, Chanda, but the fact that Sabalenka's still thinking clearly, that's good signs.
$15-30.
Seen it all tournament long, where just when Keys needs to sort of step up or win some free points, it's been the serve that's delivered.
We haven't seen many extended rallies so far, just 3 points that have gone 9+ shots. But I think this is where Sabalenka can work her way more into this match. Just trying to hold on a bit longer. And nothing she could do about that.
And the beauty for Keys is she's got an excellent serve slider tee on the juice court. She can hit the slider tee on the ad court, but the big thing for her is she can go wide like we just saw there, so she can hit all parts of the court. Ooh.
Advantage, Sabalenka.
And you can really tell from courtside how this match is on the edge right now of maybe turning the other way, but Madison Keys is keeping it alive for herself with that serve, and I really hope after the tournament she takes her first serve out for a nice drink and a nice dinner, because wow, what a money shot over the course of the entire tournament for her.
It's definitely turning.
That's one of the first shorter second serves that Sabalenka's had. I mean, Keys has served that good, but A little bit of tension, and Sabalenka trying to capitalize.
There's another break point number 3. It's Aryna Sabalenka with the first break in the second set. The top seed leads 2-1.
Sabalenka leads 2 games to 1.
Well, you can see Sabalenka very keen to try and rifle off the rackets.
She asking for tighter tension. Yep. Interesting. If you're trying to get more pace, you would go tighter, but she is clearly trying to get more control. Feels like she doesn't quite have that satisfactory yet, but that was a good game and certainly an important one to just grab a little bit of momentum.
It just sounded like she said 1 kilo tighter. Is that what you I thought that's what she said. So 1 kilo, that's 2.2 pounds. That's a fair bit, I would have thought. So definitely wants to have that ability to continue to swing hard with the confidence that it'll still go in. So Aryna Sabalenka with the first break in this second set, 2-1. Just sent off a couple of more rackets to the restringer during that sit down. Just wanting them a little tighter, which will give her more control.
Love 15. Let's first serve.
Sabalenka chose to go to the keys forehand coming in. Went cross court there. It was more of an inside-in shot and didn't quite get herself in good enough position, and keys taking advantage.
Fifteen, 13.
Fault.
Thirteen.
Fault.
that time, Sabalenka played it a little safer on the second serve. Didn't try for the wide one, got a little more kick down the tee. And it got just high enough on Keys for her to miss it.
On the comeback trail here, Aryna Sabalenka. 3-1, so it's a positive start. She's been able to turn things around here.
Sabalenka leads.
Just getting on the front foot a little more than we saw in the first set.
This match, this final, this was the first time that Sabalenka has lost the first set all tournament. Did have to go 3 sets against Pavlyuchenkova. Lost the second set there. But she's responded, Sabalenka.
Love 15.
Yeah, a little bit of a frustrating miss at love 15 and a second serve. That's a return you want to put back into the court, at least with some height and space away from the lines. It's a big difference. 15 all versus love 30 if you can build that kind of a lead. But Sabalenka, again, making the adjustment higher over the net on that return. And that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, it is so difficult to win a Grand Slam, of course. We know that, but for Madison Keys, who's won that first set, it's hard not to get ahead of yourself and start thinking about it. Unforced errors really starting to rack up here in this second set for Keys. Oh, it's brilliant! Aryna Sabalenka with a double break. Leads 4-1, second set.
Sabalenka leads by 4 games.
We expected Sabalenka to hit back, but that game, first few games and that game at 1-all, you could sense the shift, that possibilities of the shift. And Sabalenka just tightened her game up. You mentioned the unforced error. She's much cleaner so far in this second set, Sabalenka. And her team is giving them something to cheer about.
Yes, certainly has. The match has just turned really quickly in this second set. No panic. I just love her fighting spirit. The racket getting sent straight back here to Sabalenka. That was a quick restring.
Time.
Sun setting out over the bay here in Melbourne, and inside here in Rod Laver Arena, it is the defending champion who was hit back 4-1 second set.
Let's first serve. 15.
A match like this will have some ebbs and flows with two players who hit the ball as big as these two do. The question is, how quickly can they each get back to their consistent level? And that's what Keys is trying to do here, irrespective of being down a double break.
Love 13.
This is a challenging shot. It's dipping below the net. Sabalenka's closer in as well, so shorter court, and just didn't get the spin.
(15-13).
One of the more extended points of this match. High quality, terrific hitting. Sabalenka trying to keep Keys at bay. The Keys not allowing it.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Juice.
Serving so much better as this match has gone on. Up at 83% of first serves. Sabalenka in this second set only missed 3 serves out of 18 on the first.
She's thinking and adjusting out there, Sabalenka.
Sabalenka
has gone to the changeup. She's hit a few more slices, that time off the forehand, the drop shot. Just dying on the court.
Oh. It had to be a winner. There's no coming back.
Juice.
It looked like Sabalenka had done enough into the open court, but Keys knew it had to be good. And boy, was it.
Advantage, Keys.
added this to her game in the last 12 months, this little bit of flair and finesse. We know her, of course, for her power, big serving, all-court game, but this is just great finesse.
Yeah, very quickly changing her grip, and it was a drop shot, but kind of a slice drop shot, and because she had the disguise, Keys had no chance.
Advantage.
Chandra, I've just been so
Sabalenka.
impressed with Sabalenka's composure tonight. There was no sign of panic after really being hit off the court in that first set. It's been a great response. Holds on.
Sabalenka.
And now it's a big lead in this second set. 5-1. Sabalenka.
Sabalenka leads by 5 games to 1.
This could have been a very ego-driven match for Sabalenka. You mentioned how she was getting hit off the court. Keys just hitting bigger on average off the serve, forehand and backhand side. But Sabalenka digs in, competes, starts finding ways to win points and win games. And she's done it with some nice change-ups, going to the slice at times, the drop shot, adding a little more height to her ground strokes, her topspin shots. And it has worked in this second set.
Love. Wait, please.
The trophy. That's what they're playing for, the Daphne Ackhurst Cup.
Let's for serve. Let's second serve. Thirteen for 10.
She tried to go from defense to offense. Sabalenka just overplayed it. And it's Keys looking good in this game. That's been part of the difference here in the second set, where Sabalenka's done a better job of taking Keys out of service games on second serves. Sabalenka gets another one here.
It's an important hold, really, for Madison Keys. She's going to force Aryna Sabalenka to serve this second set out. 5-2.
Sabalenka leads by 5 games to 2.
ripping through a lot of re-strings here. Sabalenka finally looks like she's happy with the tension she has in the racket now.
Yeah, sometimes you have to play around with it. This match being played in the evening where conditions are, relatively speaking, a bit cooler, a bit slower. And she struggled in that first set, Sabalenka, to find her rhythm, find her range. And I think now she's kind of found the balance in terms of hitting big to being able to control it and mixing it up a little bit better.
Time.
So a chance now for the world #1 Aryna Sabalenka to lock this women's final up at 1-set-all. Just see Madison Keys just trying to get the body going, almost preempting a third set here.
That's just so good.
Yeah, the execution. This is not an easy shot. This drop shot was played nearly on the baseline here from Sabalenka. Look where she's behind the baseline, and to have to change your grip and execute like that.
Making Keys do a lot of running in this game.
40 love. $40-15. $40-13.
It's just such a tough start to a game when you double fault that way, and it's what happened to Sabalenka. First service game of the match. And here, still got another opportunity.
Gets it on a third time.
And the second set.
So Aryna Sabalenka has taken the second set. And this women's final is going the distance.
This is a terrific set of tennis, and especially after Sabalenka lost the first, getting out hit. She made some changes in the second and flipped a lot of the numbers over to her side, including on her first serve, winning a bigger share of those points when she did get the first serve in. That was crucial, and she just got cleaner. 13 winners, positive differential with 12 unforced errors, and Those couple of breaks were big because she never lost serve in that second set, and maybe that gives her a little more of a boost as she looks to start the third.
All those numbers certainly firmly in favour of the world #1. I love the response. There was no sign of panic. It was just excellent ball striking. He just decided to get on the front foot a little more, and then the change-up, we saw it 3 times, the drop shot, working a treat, just getting Keys off balance.
When there were a number of times you saw the extra height over the net from Sabalenka, especially on the forehand. Keys, she kept fighting back, but in the end it was Sabalenka controlling more of the tempo of that second set, especially with the drop shots and more change-ups.
Ian Thorpe,
Final set,
5-time
Keys to
gold medalist, one of Australia's all-time great swimming champions in the house.
Halt.
Chandler, it's the 4th straight
15
3-set match for Madison Keys and the 5th overall in this tournament.
She's had to do it the hard way, Keys, and she's been up to it physically, but this is the toughest challenge yet. 1 set for this Grand Slam title.
Well, she's responded every time she's had to throughout this tournament when it's got to the 3rd set and needs to start well.
Halt.
love.
So it's the perfect start for Madison Keys on the board in this sprint to the title. Andrea Petkovic, if you had 30 seconds with Madison Keys as her coach, what would your message be?
In the highly unlikely case that I coach Madison Keys, I think, honestly, I think she's not playing badly at all. I think Aryna Sabalenka raised her game, and I think Madison just needs to step up. And I did feel in the second set that everything was a bit more forced rather than free-flowing as it was in the first set. And it wasn't because of tightness. That's not the sense I get down here. It's more that she maybe got a bit tired and had to force it more. And if she can go back to the looseness of the first set, as she did against Iga Swiatek, I think that's the key to her playing her best tennis and really outplaying Sabalenka in terms of pace and power.
Keys has been doing more running in that second set with the drop shots, with the little slices and different pacing that Sabalenka was putting on her shots. That can take a toll physically.
Halt.
Love.
Halt.
by much. Just clips the top of the tape. It's worked so well in the second set.
It looked like she decided just a fraction later that she was going to go to this shot and then try to overcorrect because she wasn't quite under it enough.
Yeah, the ace count starting to look positive here for Sabalenka.
It was a good idea from Keys, but Sabalenka holding to start this third set.
1 game on.
Yeah, both players off to a good start, holding serve. Just such a wonderful competitor. We've seen Sabalenka in these big moments over the last couple of years.
Love 15.
And Keys needs to figure something out on that second serve. It has become a huge issue. Sabalenka is timing it better and better. And even if she goes a bit bigger and with a slice instead of a kick every time.
Love 13.
Sabalenka continuing to put Keys under more duress. He's got a slight opening here at love 30.
Let's for serve.
Keys getting the speeds back up in the last couple of points. And it's Sabalenka having to react. Keys has been telling herself all tournament is to keep going for it, and that is what she has done these last few points now to get to a game point.
That's an important hold for the American. Madison Keys just moves ahead 2-1 on serve, third set.
Leads by 2 games to 1.
It just looked like Keys was lagging a little bit in terms of physical and also just the intensity. And she just raised it a notch when she got down love 30. And it was a clear difference. Started getting more penetrating with the pace behind her shots. And that is exactly the type of tennis she needs to keep playing when she's got the opportunity.
No doubt has to be a little fatigue, surely, Chandler. This has been a big campaign. Spent a lot of time on court. Just wonder whether fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue becomes a factor.
Especially as Sabalenka has started to move her more and force her into the up and back positions, not just side to side.
Time.
Oh, it's been a sensational few weeks here at the Australian Open, and it's all come down to a one-set shootout for glory. Will it be Sabalenka going for a three-peat, or will it be Madison Keys searching for her first ever Grand Slam title?
Love. 30 love. Fifteen. For 10.
Just a little long, so 2 games all. Both players with winning records at Grand Slams here at the Australian Open. When it goes to a third set, Keys has won 11 and lost 4. Sabalenka 5 wins and 3 losses in tie breaks here at the Australian Open. So overall, they have very healthy third set records, both players.
I remember when Sabalenka won her first major here, she had to come from a set down against Rybakina. She knows exactly what this moment entails, and she has been willing to step up. That's a highlight shot from Madison Keys.
No, I don't think she could believe that that backhand smash went in.
She was just trying to get it in some vicinity of where she was aiming, and it ended up being incredibly right on the line.
Yeah. Well, she's got great rhythm on this serve, and that's what's really keeping her in the match at the moment. Beautiful rhythm, easy power, it's repeatable with the motion. She's winning a lot of free points.
Hold.
It's a valuable serve for Keys, the kick that even for Sabalenka can be difficult to handle.
Hold.
Not this time for Sabalenka. It's Madison Keys in front. Final set shootout, 3 games to 2.
Leads by 3 games to 2.
Those were a couple of excellent service games for Keys. These last 2 service games where she was down both games. The previous one was down love 30, and then this one at love 15 hits that shot. And it's a bit about clutch tennis as well. And
yeah, I'm absolutely loving the fact that she's given herself a chance now. She's done enough on the scoreboard now, the fact that she's 3-2, so she's close enough to the finish line now that's got to put pressure right back on Sabalenka. And Keys knows that she can hit her way to victory. She can hang in there. She's a real chance now at 3-2. That's how I'm sure Madison would feel. But executing it is another thing.
Time.
Australian Open up for grabs here. These 2 incredible players duking it out here on Rod Laver Arena. We're on serve, 3-2, final set. Chandra, I just get the
15,
feeling
11.
Madison Keys maybe just needs to take a few chances on a return game. Just needs to swing out, just go for it, because by being passive, I feel like Sabalenka is winning that battle.
oh my goodness.
Love. Love. Game Sabalenka.
So it's a love service hold for Sabalenka.
3 games on.
Hour and 40 minutes of play in this women's final.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, cheer between the points, but not in between the first and second serve, please.
Halt.
Love.
This is a better start to her service game. You can
39.
serve with a lead. It just releases more of the tension. Allows Keys to play from a stronger position. And that's the area Sabalenka has been so good at throughout these 2 weeks. Second serve, opportunity points, and she took it there.
The problem with the
30.
kick serve against Sabalenka is just a bit taller and has just a bit more upper body strength than other women, so it's not bothering her as much, the kick serve.
That's a 1-2 combo that she's used so well here at the Australian Open. Madison Keys.
30.
Oh, it's 2 in a row. Madison Keys moves ahead. 4-3 final set.
Keys leads by 4 games to 3.
That was big time.
Oh,
That
yeah.
game, that close of the game from Keys.
And Chandler just shows her maturity as a tennis player, right? In earlier times, she would have just kept going for that body, for the kick serve, because that's the most comfortable she feels with. But she felt it here in the moment, and she changed it up to the slice and got both points. Fantastic maturity from Madison Keys as a tennis player.
Well, Pecco, she's only 8 points away.
Don't say it, Josh. Don't say it like that.
Well, that's... she's in with a huge chance. I like it.
Still far, but she is looking so good now. And serving first, maybe a little advantage as well.
Yeah, definitely. Rod Laver Arena. All the eyes of the tennis world are enthralled in this matchup. 4-3, third set. It's Sabalenka serving.
Halt.
That's the fight from Sabalenka.
15-11.
An added level of intensity to find a way to get this point.
30 love.
Textbook tennis, but it is not easy to execute, especially in this moment. Sabalenka going into the open court, maintaining her focus up at the net.
What a response.
New balls, please.
From the world number 1.
4 games on.
Sometimes it's easier to play the safer shots, the shots where you have more court to hit into, cross court over the low part of the net. They are both taking on the challenge of changing direction, going down the line, and not backing off of those shots. This has been an extremely high level of tennis from both players in this third set.
Love.
I like the mindset of both players. There's no holding back.
30 for 10.
They're trying to make it happen.
G13.
Well, Madison Keys just one game away from glory. But we're on serve. Third set, 5-4.
Keys leads by 5 games to 4.
different final from the first major final that Madison Keys played, the US Open in 2017. She has matured so much as a player. Hopes to get her name engraved on this beautiful trophy. She's close. It has to stay in the moment here.
So it's Aryna Sabalenka serving to stay in the championships here. What a final we've had.
Love for 10. Please.
It's dangerous if you're Sabalenka and you've got Madison Keys just unloading. Oh, such a champion, and what a response from Sabalenka.
40 for 10.
Constant decisions to be made in these moments, and Keys, that's what she's trying to do. Tack that last return just a bit more, and it paid off.
Such a champion, Sabalenka. No problems, 5-all, final set.
5 games on. Laver Arena.
Keys' serve has been so reliable when she's needed it most. That was another big one at a crucial moment.
Out.
Yeah, that one just sitting there. That was 115 kilometers an hour.
She backed off just slightly, and Sabalenka was waiting to pounce.
Out.
Doesn't get any better. Madison Keys.
40-13.
That's just a ridiculous shot.
Sure is. And does it again. Madison Keys. 6-5. Final set.
He leads by 6 games to 5.
How lucky are we
Wow.
to sit and be able to bear witness to this kind of tennis?
We are. It's phenomenal, but I have to keep continually tipping my hat to Aryna Sabalenka, who's had to come back just on the scoreboard this match and has done it so brilliantly. Such a competitor. You've had Madison Keys throwing everything possible at her. Sabalenka has answered every single time tonight. Can she continue to do it?
Time.
Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup is going to one of these players really in a few minutes' time, we suspect. What an incredible match. 6-5 in the third. We're on serve in this women's final.
Laver Arena.
Oh, brilliant from Madison Keys again.
Laver Arena. 15-14. Thank you.
Madison Keys, you are a Grand Slam champion. What incredible tennis and what a match.
And this is the moment for Madison Keys. She has worked so hard to give herself this opportunity again, and this time she was ready for it. Hugging her fitness trainer, Richard Langdon, who has been so instrumental. Helps to run the fitness at Lake Nona, Florida. Her physio, Kayla Epperson, and of course her husband and coach, Bjorn Frantangelo. And devastation for Aryna Sabalenka, but it's jubilation for Madison Keys. You put your heart into these moments and it can come down to 1 or 2 points. This is what all the work is for.
Who would have thought Madison Keys is finally a Grand Slam champion. She's promised so much in her career. That is the ecstasy, and that is the agony for Aryna Sabalenka. So close for a three-peat.
She had to wait for Keys an 8-year gap between her first major final and her second. And yet the wait is nothing when you can be a champion in the end.
Well, she came down under, started in Adelaide 3 weeks ago, and she hasn't lost a match. It has been some summer down under for Madison Keys.
And that smile says it all, almost disbelief, but just the joy. And she earned it against the world #1, had to beat the world #2 in the semis, and then the world #1 in this final to earn this trophy.
She's had to do it the hard way all tournament long. 12-match win streak. Finishing here on Rod Laver, and it was in style. Came out of the gates quickly. Confident start. Didn't look overawed. Really looked like to me, Chanda, that she'd learnt a lot from that loss in the first Grand Slam final in New York all those years ago.
And not just that loss, but she's been in plenty of semifinals at majors as well. She's been so close to another final, and she has learned and matured through it all and was willing to make changes in her game. Willing to be uncomfortable to get to this moment. So there will not be a three-peat for Aryna Sabalenka, who acquitted herself so well in this match. She gave everything That's why you see the emotion, you know, in her and on her face.
In fact, she played well, particularly the second and third sets. I mean, the third set, the quality in that third set was outstanding from both players. They both had that aggressive mindset where they were not going to be passive. They wanted to go out and win the match.
It was Keys who just was a bit better. Behind the serve, getting out of some tight moments with clutch serving, and she kept going for it. And those couple of forehands to close out her service game, Keys, I mean, that was a message to Sabalenka that win or lose, I'm going to give, you're going to have to defend my best shots.
Well, Madison Keys is the 5th different American woman to win the Australian Open title since 2000. Lindsay Davenport, Jennifer Capriati, Serena Williams, and Sophia Kenin. And Madison Keys gets her name on his incredible Australian Open trophy, and that has got to feel pretty special to her new husband. Got married 7 weeks ago, changed rackets, changed her serve, and she is the Australian Open champion. Phenomenal result here. One of the most popular players on tour, has been for many years. At 29 years of age, Chanda, there may have been a little bit of self-doubt, possibly, but we certainly didn't see it. She saved a match point against Iga Swiatek incredibly in that semi-final. And every time she has been put under pressure and asked the question at this year's Australian Open Championships, boy, she has responded.
Yeah, she absolutely has. She'll be 30 next month. And you just look